So this is a $1 million question right here. Do I need to work out to be in great shape? So, in short, what I would say, well, let me just go into my presentation, right? So a lot of people ask me, hey, Adam, do I need to work out to be in great shape, right? Or I don't have enough time to go to the gym, so that's why I'm 50, 80 pounds overweight. And when I hear stuff like that, us as coaches, we all kind of we're looking at the excuses, right? Well, first things first, on two sides of the spectrum, you have to look at, okay, what is this individual actually going through versus what's just a flat out blatant bullshit excuse, right? And it seems like there's two sides of the coin, right? So let's just talk about the people who are saying, well, I don't have the right equipment, right? Or I don't have a gym membership, or I don't have time to go to the gym, whatever the case may be, right? So you ask, do you have to work out to be in great shape? Okay, so what's if you're watching this, chances are you want to be in great shape. Chances are you want to lose your next 20 to 50 pounds or whatever the case may be, right? You're have a lot of belly fat that you've tried everything, right? You've gone to the gym, you've been through that phase, going to the gym, trying to stay motivated. Maybe you've tried weight loss pills, all this trendy stuff you see on social media, keto, paleo. Maybe you've tried all these diets, right? And nothing's working. This is what I see a lot. Do you need to work out to be in great shape? And the answer is no, you don't need to work out to be in great shape. Do you need to work out to be ripped, you know, like with super broad, crazy, chiseled out shoulders? Well, you need to do a lot more than work out. You need to first get on steroids, and you know what I'm saying, right? That's a story for a whole different subject, right? But let's just go back to the studies right here. So I'm a big study guy, right? This is from NCBI, a very accredited research database right here. So pretty much, do you need to exercise to actually lose weight, right? Do you need to work out to actually lose weight? So let's just go to this study right here. So it says many outcomes data have been reported from research studies that have been examined by exercise alone, right? Exercise plus dietary restriction or dietary restriction alone to determine strategies for weight loss, right? Noted. Dietary restriction alone to determine strategies for weight loss, right? The challenge over time is to accurately monitor both sides of the equation as individuals interact in their daily life. But here's a real key right here. Here's a real key. A systematic review of studies with a minimum of a 1 year follow-up suggested that studies who used exercise alone for weight reduction experienced minimum to no weight loss. Experienced minimal weight loss, right? So when I was working in a gym, right, I used to coach and manage a gym. I worked in a couple different gyms, right? But I used to work in a gym and people would come in every single day. Like there'd be a couple people that I would really see. There'd be one guy and one girl. And in particular, let's talk about the guy first. So he come in like every single day, like literally every time I worked, he'd be working out. Like going hard, like doing crazy workouts, hit the weights. He'd do cardio, do everything. Bro would be just tripping every single time he'd visit the gym. But I would always notice this one thing about this guy. God bless him, but nothing would ever happen with his body. He'd always, was kind of like lumpy. He had the big belly and, just like big, right? And despite him working out every single day, nothing changed with his body. So, if you're working out every day, you're going to the gym 4 or 5 days a week, but you're not seeing any changes with your body. There's a problem there, right? There's a problem there. You're not doing the right things. And so this is really something very important, right? So when they followed up with people for 1 year, they realized that exercise alone didn't really work, or very minimal uh, results. So the study suggests that you will receive ultimately a minimal amount of weight loss from just working out alone, right? But one key thing that I've realized from a lot of these studies is that everybody's focused on like the weight loss component of things. And we all know, we all understand that weight loss is okay, exercise, calorie deficit, right? It's all you see on social media is like exercise, calorie deficit, which yes, that does work. Like that's not wrong, right? Don't get me wrong, it's not wrong. Yes, you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight typically, but there's a lot of ins and outs to that. There's a lot of ins and outs to that, like how fast your metabolism speeds up, right? Because ultimately, if you're in a calorie deficit 52 weeks out of the year, your metabolism is ultimately just going to shut down, right? And it's not going to work any quicker for you, and you're going to plateau. Everybody and their mom knows about calorie deficit. But why are 70% of Americans overweight or obese, right? It's because of how fast your metabolism speeds up. And it's also how quick your body burns fat. And those two are linked, those are interconnected, right? But let's just go back to working out a ton, right? The problem with working out a lot is as follows, right? So let's just say you work out a ton. You go 4 to 6 days a week to the gym, or you just do some kind of crazy workout 4 to 6 days a week. It will 10x your metabolism going to the gym that much. Like, don't get me wrong, and especially you have the right recovery techniques, um, you will 10x your metabolism speed. But the problem with that is you will also increase your appetite, especially if you're weightlifting, which I highly recommend you weightlift. Like none of my clients do cardio pretty much, but I highly recommend you do weightlifting. Why? Because weightlifting speeds up your metabolism, right? It'll help you burn fat, especially like in a resting state right there. So, yeah, I do recommend lifting weights, but like I said, 4 to 6 days a week, if you're working out every single day, yes, you will speed up your metabolism, but you'll also increase your appetite, right? And so it's kind of like it offsets your results, right? That's why a lot of people, when they go lift weights, right? When someone's trying to lose a bunch of weight, and that's why we go back to that is why we go back to the take flight funnel right here, right? And we go back to like what most people are doing right here, what most people are doing, right? So when we look at the 4 a.m. gym grind phase, this is where kind of like the hamster wheel, the funnels that people go through, but they never end up getting to the bottom of the funnel, which is kind of sad. But the 4 a.m. gym grind phase, right? So people will start like they're trying to lose a whole bunch of weight and they just get sucked into the whole gym culture and they never escape the whole gym culture grind, right? But they start going to the gym and, you know, it's therapeutic to lift heavy weights. Okay. No one's denying that. It's very therapeutic. Right. And so the therapy from lifting heavy weights, okay, cool. They lift heavy weights, but they never end up like changing anything outside of lifting heavy weights. Right. As a result, their body doesn't actually change at all. And they're just kind of on this flywheel, but they lift heavy weights, right? That's where the powerlifting community kind of comes into birth, right? You start going to the gym and then you realize that, okay, I'm not really seeing any results, but I can lift heavy stuff, but you're still overweight, right? That's a problem. But that's a story for a different day. But really, it's like a lot of these dudes, they come into the gym trying to lose weight by lifting heavy stuff, but all that happens is just they get bigger appetites, right? And so it doesn't make any sense, right? And so what I propose, what my clients do is they go to the gym about 3 days per week, right? Not go to the gym, I'm sorry. They work out 3 days per week. typically at home, but I'm not even putting any emphasis on that side of things, right? No emphasis on the working out, right? All of the emphasis is on your metabolism, right? What you're doing with your nutrition, your health, your gut health right here. That is what we focus on. And if you ever start working with me um, on the Take Flight coaching program, but it's all about your metabolism. It's all about your nutrition, right? It's mostly nutrition. And when people hear that, they'll say, "Oh, yeah, it's just a calorie deficit." Well, it is a calorie deficit, but it's a lot more than that. Trust me, it's a lot more than that. Because one, you need to figure out a way for you to lose weight, but you want to keep seeing consistent results, consistent results. The problem with most people is they see results for a couple weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, typically not 2 months because you see a plateau about a month, month and a half typically into trying to lose weight. And then it's like, well, now what? I've tried all this, but I'm not losing any weight. I've tried this and I'm not losing any weight. And so this is why we go through these critical pillars inside the Take Flight coaching program, is because yeah, going to the gym is cool, or working out, right? Doing your workouts, like good job, you're doing workouts, but it's like if you're not seeing, if you're working out time and time and time again, and you're not seeing any changes with your body, keep in mind that's a problem. And this is what keeps me going in Take Flight coaching. This is what keeps me going is because a lot of people are out there kind of saying, "Oh, it's okay, you're just a big girl." Or, "Oh, it's okay, you're just a big guy," right? Like you're built this way. You're born this way. It's genetic, right? Which don't get me wrong, a part of it is genetic, right? Body types, endomorph, ectomorph, mesomorph, right? That is genetic, but that doesn't mean that we're meant to be overweight, right? Just because of your body type. That's a total myth. That's a total lie right there. Um, and it's spouted because a lot of people actually don't know how to get you results. And it's pretty sad because a lot of people are teaching this stuff. A lot of people are coaching, but a lot of these coaches, they're great, right? We need coaches, but if you don't know how to get your clients the end all be all result, get them to the bottom of the funnel. If you don't know how to get your clients to the bottom of the funnel, that's a problem. And if you're just going to tell them that, "Oh, it's fine, like you were built this way, it's genetic, so it's fine, you're still healthy," that's a problem, right? You're supposed to get your clients weight loss results. You're supposed to help them get down to that weight that they're looking for. And so that's why we focus on these three pillars right here. And that is ultimately why, like, we don't really focus, we focus on working out, right? But we also put the emphasis on the things that matter most, right? We focus on the one thing. We focus on this thing first, then next thing, then this thing. Here, we're not going to bunch everything in at once, because when we bunch everything in at once, you get confused. So here's what we do. Boom, step one. Okay, cool. You mastered step one. You're seeing a lot of results. Then step two. Okay, cool. Here's how we dial in step two. Then step three. Then step four. Then step five. But we're not going to overload you with stuff that doesn't make sense, which is why I think the gym and why I think just general fitness culture, in general, like weight loss advice, is leading people astray. It's leading people astray because they're trying, like, because people think like the dream is like, "Hey, go to the gym, do 75 hard, do all this stuff, do all that, be disciplined, go to the gym at 4 a.m." People are doing that. But why are 70% of Americans overweight or obese, right? We're trying to do the right things. Look, I talk to 3 to 5 people who are looking to lose weight every single day. And I see you guys doing the hard work. I see you guys grinding in the gym, right? You guys recording your workouts. I see you guys doing stuff, right? I see you guys grinding. I see you guys hustling out there. But there's a popular saying that says it doesn't matter how hard you row, it matters what boat you're in. And a lot of you guys are in the wrong boat when it comes to weight loss, right? A lot of you guys are listening to guys that are, influencers, social media influencers, right? They're doing their fitness stuff, they're posting their workouts, and you guys are doing their workouts, and maybe you guys are joining their programs, and that's great. Don't get me wrong, that is a great start, right? That's a great start, but the problem is if you've been working out, right, and you've been emphasizing your fitness, that's great. But ultimately, you need to dial in more things. It's not just fitness, it's 10% of fitness. But these guys are saying that fitness is everything, right? I talk to coaches that don't even focus on nutrition, right? They just give their clients a fitness plan. And the reality is, if you have a giant weight loss goal to hit, if you're trying to lose 50 pounds, if you're trying to lose 100 pounds, if you're even trying to lose 30 pounds, right? It's not going to happen unless you dial in your metabolism, right? You have proper hormone training right here, and then you dial in your gut health. I mean, gut health is the nail in the coffin. It's what nobody really talks about, but it's probably the most important thing when it comes to weight loss. Second to your metabolism, right? Obviously, you must dial in your metabolism right here, and a lot of people are doing it the wrong way, but gut health is a close second, right? No one's talking about gut health, but I'm telling you, just from experience, I've worked with about 100 people so far. It's very important right there. And so ultimately, that's actually the problem. If you are, going to the gym, maybe you joined a gym, maybe you're working with an in-person PT, you have to understand that that's not going to be enough to hit your goals, right? You need to dial in your metabolism. You need to just ultimately focus on the other 90%, right? Fitness is 10%. And that's a good 10%. But like the famous quote says, it does not matter how hard you row. It doesn't matter how hard you're going into the gym. I'm sorry to say, like, good job. You're grinding in the gym, right? You're dialing in your fitness. But you need to focus on the things that are going to get you the best results. It's essentially the 80-20 rule. 20% of your efforts are going to get 80% of your results, right? But most of us focus on the 80% of the things that don't get us too much results. And so if you focus on the few things, that's why we emphasize the one thing right here. This is why this is my favorite book right now. The one thing right here. That's why we emphasize this book. Highly recommend you read it. We're focusing on the one thing right here. What is the one thing? That's ultimately because you want to lose weight. Like, you don't, like, you just want to lose weight. Like, let's cut to the chase. Let's cut the BS. You just want to lose weight. So, what are those one things that are going to get you to that weight loss the fastest? And that's ultimately what I believe is the most important. And that's what I teach my students. And that is ultimately the most important thing. So, again, it's not for everybody, but we do help laptop pros. Most of our clients are laptop pros who are trying to lose their next 20 to 50. You've seen our case studies. If you haven't seen our case studies, go onto my Instagram at Adam Garrick, and you'll see all the client testimonials. Our clients get crazy results, crazy results. And so I'll probably leave a link down below to my calendar. You can book a 15-minute value call, see if we're even a good fit. But with that being said, guys, focus on the one thing. Focus on the few things that are going to get you the best results. All right. Don't listen to the noise. Cut out the noise and focus on the one thing. I will talk to you soon. Take light.